There's my short answer. All right, number 8. And we've got all 20 questions for you guys. All 20 are in, and we'll work through them one at a time now. So Caden Headland says, Pastor Mike, what do you think of parachurch organizations like CRU? They don't seem biblical to me because they assume the duties of a local church. I would love to know what you think. Thanks. Caden, my general thought is that I don't want to limit the work of the ministry because of things like that. I don't know how we really evaluate the distinction between church and parachurch. Like in one sense, I use the term church and parachurch to mean church as in the local gathering of believers who meet regularly. I call that church. And parachurch, I call everything that happens outside of that regular meeting. But even that line sometimes gets a little blurry. What I do see is that, at least in principle, a group like CRU has at least the possibility of doing incredible work of ministry in really important places. CRU does on-campus ministries where they have groups that gather together. They help to disciple people, do evangelism, and then help people to deal with some of the stuff, the garbage that they hear from college professors on campus, and the environment that they're in. This is incredibly secular and ungodly. And so I'm like, how do I say go away because you're hurting the church? I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, I just don't see it at all. I have a ministry here where I teach online, and some of you don't go to church, but you listen to my online ministry and you're like, well, that's my church. Now, you also know that I don't approve of that. You do it anyway. But Caden, would you think that because some people will use my ministry as a way of saying, I don't need the local fellowship, should that mean that my ministry shut down? I think that that's obviously wrong. So I guess the problem is when people use these parachurch things to replace involvement in a local fellowship. That's the problem. That's what I want to deal with. I don't want to come against parachurch ministries in general, because I think they do amazing work, and we're called to go into all the world and make disciples. And so there's the idea is that the church has tons of activity in the world, and this is a good and positive thing. We just don't want to, like Hebrews says, don't neglect the gathering together of yourselves, as is the manner of some. So that's Hebrews 13. You guys can check it out. Yeah, there's my short answer on that. Now, as far as CRU and do they have specific practices that maybe aren't healthy and all, I don't know. I'm not commenting on that because I have no clue.